Yo, what up, family? What up, fam? How y'all living? You know what I'm saying? Touching base, touching in, you know what I'm saying? But, yo, today we're gonna break down a little bit something about happiness, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people running around here that are just like, basically say like they're miserable, you know? And it's not everybody, it's, it's a lot of things that have to do with it, you know what I mean? But, uh, how we're all living and all that, you know, society wise and all that, plays a big part to it. You know what I'm saying? But it also has to do with ourselves too. You know what I mean? But being happy or sad, you know, happiness and sadness, man, it's things that are sometimes out of our control, but it's also things that are in our control. Like when we want to let that out. You know what I mean? Um, I always tell people I'm like I'm like, look, man, if you want to be happy, you have to first change your thoughts. You know what I mean? There's an old saying that says, watch your thoughts because they turn to words. Watch your words because they turn to actions. Watch your actions because they turn into habits. Watch your habits because they turn into your character. Watch your character because it turns into your fate. And watch your fate because that turns into your destiny. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically saying as your mind goes, you know what I'm saying, everything else will go. So wherever your mind's at is where you're going to be at. You know what I'm saying? Now, for every like negative, you got to think like maybe like three positives. That's how strong, negativity is like dominate where we are right now. You know what I'm saying? It's just the dominant thing. It's like they say, trouble is easy to get into but hard to get out of. You know what I'm saying? Anything nothing comes fast but trouble. You know what I'm saying? There's all kind of mottos and sayings that a lot of people use and has been handed down and things that the cats just make up. You know what I mean? But happiness and sadness, it's also the way you think. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be happy, you got to start thinking happy. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what's happening, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You just have to put your mind there. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what's going on, I'm only going to see happy things. You know what I'm saying? You have to say it to yourself. I'm only going to see the positive things. You know what I'm saying? And once you switch your mind there, it might not work at first, but you know what I'm saying? You're going to click into it because it's your pockets. Wherever your mind goes, the body follows. That's one thing you guys always have to know, you know what I mean? It's one of them little childhood things that they tell you, you know what I'm saying? Wherever the mind, the body follows. Like they tell, we learn as youngsters, you know what I'm saying? If you get the mind, the body follows. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it goes. So, you always want to put your mind in those positive spaces so you can hit them positive pockets. You know what I'm saying? If you put yourself in the negative space, you're only gonna see negative things. And you're gonna put yourself in a negative pocket. So, our days don't really change. It's just what we're looking for within that day. You know what I mean? If you only see a positivity, you're gonna see the positive. You're gonna see some negative stuff happening, but you'll look at it and you'll look away or whatever. That's just not your vibe. You're not in that pocket. But if you tune into that negativity, you'll be like, oh, what's up with that? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna tune into it. You know what I'm saying? You might even play into it. You know what I mean? But it's all about paying attention to your thoughts, man. It's all about paying attention to how you think. It's about paying attention to um, and staying conscious of it. Just keep telling yourself no matter what. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The day's gonna go by anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take it the way I want to take it. You know what I mean? And I have no time for negativity. You know what I'm saying? We have no time for negativity. There's enough of it. You know what I mean? So anytime you're feeling down and things like that, just stop for a second. If you're sad, you're mad, whatever, you gotta allow yourself to have that. You know what I'm saying? Go into a room, punch a pillow. You know what I'm saying? Punch a pillow, hit the bed, act like a toddler, do whatever you have to do. But allow yourself to do that. You know what I'm saying? Tell yourself I'm gonna give myself an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it is, however much you need. You know what I'm saying? But after that time limit goes off, after your phone goes off, you know what I'm saying, that alarm bell kicks. You know what I'm saying? Then, it's like, you gotta wipe away them tears. You gotta stick your chest out and put your head up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And keep going. There ain't no choice about it. You know what I mean? We here till we not. That's just the rules, of life. And it's like my older brother told me one time. He's like, look, man, life only wants one thing from us, man. Only wants one thing, and that's for us to live. You know what I'm saying? So our job is to come out here and live, fam. You know what I'm saying? Reach for the sun. You know what I'm saying? Like everything else on this planet. You know what I'm saying? The sun, moon, trees, animals, everybody's reaching for the sun. You know what I mean? So when you having them negative days and you have those negative vibes, you know what I'm saying? If you want to keep rolling with it, you roll with it. But if you have time to get that space to ask yourself, you know, why am I mad and do I really want to be mad right now? I could be mad later. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be mad right now or upset right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna think about other things and allow myself to do that later. You know what I mean? And when that time comes for you to let that stuff out, that anger, hit the heavy bag or lift weights or however people do it to get it off, you know, CrossFit or whatever people are doing, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what people are doing. But you always want to keep your mind in that pocket of positivity because whatever you feed the most is what's going to grow the most. If you feed positivity, it's going to grow the most. If you feed the other side, you know what I'm saying? Diamond, you know what I'm saying? Diamond could be positive or negative, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, if you feed that negative diamond, you know what I'm saying? It's going to get bigger, you know what I'm saying? And this one fills up a lot quicker than this one, you know what I'm saying? This one takes a little bit longer because, you know, of where we are and how we live it. But that's basically wanting to touch base with you, you know what I'm saying? If y'all been getting them spots, man, when your mind's all playing tricks on you, you know what I'm saying? You really feeling, giving into that that eval, you know what I'm saying? That negativity, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, it might feel good for the moment, but in this game, life, you know, we learn to play the long game, you know what I'm saying? Not the short game, you know what I'm saying? It's about winning, you know what I mean? It's all about winning. That's what we all about. So y'all enjoy your day. Y'all enjoy your week. You know what I'm saying? Big ups. My blessings. You know what I'm saying? My blessings from overseas. I'm in Europe right now. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you tell by the way I speak. I'm from back home, of course, but been overseas for like 30 years, bro. Chilling, man. You know what I'm saying? And taking in the world, bro. You know, and just realizing that this whole world is just one block. You know what I mean? And it's always good to get out and stretch out and stretch your legs, man. You know what I mean? See the world. You know, don't let people put a cap on what you can do, you know. But I ain't here for all that right now, you know what I'm saying? Just wanted to come in, touch base with y'all, tell y'all, you know, what's up. Hope y'all staying positive and see y'all next time. You know what I'm saying? In a minute, fam. Peace.